Hello friends, welcome to Code Sutra. In this video I will be discussing about LeetCode problem number 2187, minimum time to complete trips. In this problem we are given an array indicating the time taken by each bus to complete a trip, and we are given the total trips. For example, what does this indicate? This indicates the time taken by each bus to complete one trip. For example, you are given 10 hours. What is the number of trips that bus 1 can complete? It can complete 10 trips, that is 10 by 1, and similarly the bus 3 can complete 3 trips, right? 10 by 3. The fourth trip will be on the way, but it will not be completed, so it is just equal to 10 by 3. So in this problem we are given the total trips. We have to find the minimum time so that we can complete all the 5 trips. For example, let's say we are given 6 hours. Can we complete 5 trips? Yes, right, because the bus 1 itself can do 6 trips, so we can complete all the 5 trips within the given time. So let's dive into the solution and the approach of this problem. So before diving into the solution, please understand the pattern that I am going to discuss in this particular problem. If you understand the pattern, these are all the problems that you will be able to solve in one shot, right? If you understand this pattern, you can solve all these problems. And please do consider watching this video, because if you understand the pattern, you will be able to solve all the problems that is mentioned here, and this pattern can be more easily explained with this particular example. So without further ado, let's dive into the solution. For example, this is the time array that is given, and this is the total trips, and say you are given t is equal to 6, that is we have 6 hours in our hand. Let's assume that. So can we complete the 5 trips? Yes, right, because the bus 1 can only do 6 trips and we can do it. So let's reduce this to 4. So can we do 5 trips? Yes, right, because why? Because the first bus can do 4 trips and the second bus can do 2 trips, so 4 plus 2. The first 2 buses can only accompany this. Let's say we have 2 hours. Can we do this? No, right? Why? Because the first bus can do 2 trips, the second bus can do 1 trip, so in total we can do only 3 trips, so we won't be able to complete all the 5 trips. Now let's do with 3. So can we do it with 3? Yes, right, because the first bus can do 3, the second bus can do similarly 1 and 1, so we can do all the 5 trips, so t is equal to 3 will be our answer. So one way of doing this is we will start from 1 and we can find for all the numbers from 1 until we find the answer. So once we have found the answer, that will be our answers. But is it the feasible approach? No, right? Why? Because we have to start from 1 and go on until we find the answer. So now we will define a range and we will use binary search. What is the range in this problem? We know definitely we need at least 1 hour, right? That is the minimum. What is the maximum? The maximum will just be the last or the maximum in this array into total number of trips. What does it mean? It means that only the last bus will be taking all the trips. For example, only this bus will be conducting all the trips. So what is the maximum time that we'll be requiring? We'll be requiring 15 hours. That is our last bus or the maximum bus is conducting all the trips. So our maximum range will be 15, or it will just be maximum star total trips that is required in the particular solution. So let's take an example. For this example, we know the minimum will be 1 and the maximum will be 15. So let's pick up a random number. Okay, let's pick up 10. Will we be able to do it in 10 seconds? Yes, right? Why? Because 10 by 1 is we can do that. So once I have found out we can do it by 10, would you go to 11 and again check is it possible with 11 or not, right? Because if it is possible by 10, our answer will be at least 10 or lower than 10, so we can easily eliminate all the numbers that is greater than 10. Similarly, if you go to 2 and find out, we are not able to do. So will you go to 1 and check again? No, right? Why? Because if we are not able to do with 2 hours, can we do it with 1 hour? No, right? So similarly, we can safely eliminate these 2 also. So that is the idea of binary search. So instead of picking up the random element, what we do, we pick up the middle element. For example, our maximum is 1. Minimum is 1 and our maximum is 15. So what is the middle of these two? 15 plus 1 by 2 we will do by 8. So let's for now think we have a magical function which gives out whether you will be able to do the trips or not. Will you be able to do it with 8? Yes, right? Why? Because the first bus can only do that. So if you are able to do it with 8, Do you need all this? No, right? We can safely mark this with a red color. We don't need all this, and we can say our answer to be 8. This is not our actual answer, but till now this is the best answer that we can get. So now let's do it. What is 8 plus 1? This will be our new range. Sorry, this will not be our new range. So 8 can also be eliminated. So our new range will be 7 to 1. What is 7 plus 1? It's 8. 8 by 2 will be 4. So can we do it by 4? Yes, right. How can we do it by 4? The first bus that we discussed prior. So we can do it by 4. So if you are able to do it by 4, our new answer will be 4, and safely we can eliminate all these numbers as well. Right. So we are left with 1, 2 and 3. So 3 plus 1 is again 4, and we will try to find it by 2. So will we be able to do it by 2? No, right? So we eliminate these two numbers as well. So we are left with 3. We check if it is possible by 3. Yes, it is possible by 3. So we update our answer to 3. And since all the search space is over, this will also be marked by red, and we will finally return our answer. So I was talking about the magical function. Let's define what is the magical function. So it is very simple. What we are doing is we are just computing the number of trips. For example, t is equal to 15. The bus 1 can complete 15 trips. Similarly, what we are doing is we are increasing the actual trips, that is the given time, by t. For example, you have 15 hours and this bus takes 3 hours for every trip. So how many trips it can complete? It can complete 5 trips. So we are just increasing the actual trips by 5. And if at all, at any point, if the actual trips is greater than the given number of trips, then we will return true. And finally, we will return true if that is greater than the actual trips. Then finally, we have the combined code together. What we will be doing? So we will be initiating the left is equal to 1, that is the minimum, and the right we are just initiating it to the maximum of the array stars total trips, that is 15 in our example, and we are initiating the answer to worst possible answer, that is the right most, that is all the trips are carried by one bus, that is the maximum bus. Then we are calculating within a while loop, we are calculating the mid value, and we are trying to eliminate either the left part or the right part, and finally we are returning the best answer. Thank you for watching the video. Please do like, share and subscribe.